I've learned something about invisibility that it doesn't always come from being unseen. Sometimes, it comes from being looked at and still not recognized. That morning, I stood outside the venue, the smell of roses and champagne already in the air. My sister was upstairs in a $1,000 gown. I was downstairs in a navy dress I'd pulled from the back of my suitcase, the same one I'd worn to a board meeting 2 days ago in Singapore. The coordinator smiled tightly when she saw me. "Oh," she said, "I thought all the family were getting ready together." My mother's voice came from behind her, rehearsed and apologetic. "Nora works in business. Very busy. We're just grateful she made it at all." I didn't correct her. I never did anymore. She didn't need to know that I'd been awake for 30 hours straight, finalizing a merger between Titan Global and the Castellan Group. The same Castellan family my sister was about to marry into. The same merger I'd spent 18 months negotiating as Titan's youngest CEO, but to my family, I was just Nora, the busy one. The coordinator's eyes flicked to the servers. "We could use an extra hand during cocktail hour. If you're comfortable helping." Before I could answer, Mom beamed, relieved. She's always so helpful. And so, I took the tray. As I moved through the crowd, passing champagne glasses I would never drink, I checked my phone. 43 minutes until the press release went live. 43 minutes until the world would know who I was, but in that garden, I was nobody. I'd been nobody when I became vice president at 28. Nobody when I expanded operations across Southeast Asia at 30. And nobody when Forbes put me on their 30 under 30 list. My dad had smiled, said, "That's nice, honey," before turning to congratulate my sister on her engagement. So when I became CEO, I just stopped telling them anything at all. "Sweet of you to help the staff," my aunt whispered, setting her wine glass on my tray. "Still doing that computer thing?" "Something like that," I said. "She was worried you'd come alone," she murmured, "but it's good you keep yourself useful." Useful. That word stung worse than insult. I looked around, people laughing, toasting, trading stories about promotions and vacations, none of them realizing that one woman with a champagne tray in her hands controlled the fate of half their investments. Then I heard him, Douglas Castellan, the groom's father, CEO of the very company I was about to acquire. He was laughing, voice booming across the garden. "Salt of the earth types, my in-laws. The sisters in some middle management role, I believe. Maya, at least, married well." His wife chuckled softly. "Career women often forget what really matters." Her eyes landed on me, holding that damn tray. "Though I suppose helping the staff is something." 22 minutes, the ceremony began, soft music swelling through the air. I sat in the back row, overflow family seating, and watched my sister become a Castellan. During the reception, I was clearing plates when my phone buzzed. The press release had gone live. Titan Global had officially merged with Castellan Group. My inbox exploded. Congratulations, media requests, investor updates. Titan stock up 12% in after-hours trading, and there I was, balancing dessert plates. Then, a man's voice beside me. "Nora, right?" I turned. Robert Castellan, the groom's uncle. "Distinguished, quiet, I need a word," he said. His tone left no room for refusal. He led me to a quiet corner. "You're the Titan CEO, he said flatly. I met his eyes. "Yes. My brother doesn't know yet. He's about to find out, at his son's wedding." He looked back toward the laughter and champagne. "Why are you carrying plates when my family's been treating you like staff all night?" "They didn't know," I whispered. "That's not an excuse." Then he said something I'll never forget. "You deserve to be seen." He walked back to the crowd and tapped his glass. "Forgive the interruption," he began, smiling like a man who knew the weight of his words. "I've just received extraordinary business news relevant to this celebration." The garden fell silent. Douglas puffed his chest, expecting praise. "As many of you know, I serve on the board of the Castellan Group," Robert continued. "Today, we completed a historic merger with Titan Global, led by a CEO whose vision and strategy transformed her company." He turned toward me. "Nora Gray," he said, his voice cutting through the night, "would you please stand?" Every head turned. I stood slowly, still holding a plate. "The youngest CEO in Titan's 100-year history," Robert said. The woman who negotiated this merger. And, as of this afternoon, Douglas's new boss. The plate slipped from my hands and shattered on the stone. Nobody noticed. Douglas's smile froze. Patricia's face drained of color. My mother's hand went to her mouth. My father's eyes, wide, uncomprehending. Robert lifted his glass. To Nora. For her brilliance, her grace, and her patience, even when her own family failed to recognize her. Applause started slow, hesitant, then built like a storm. I didn't cry. I didn't smile. I just stood there, finally visible. Afterward, the chaos was instant. Douglas cornered me first. Nora, we should discuss the transition. Schedule it through my office, I said. Patricia followed, voice trembling. What a wonderful surprise. You had 5 hours, I cut in. You had ample opportunity. Maya came next. Her eyes were red. I didn't know, she whispered. You never said you were, you never asked, I said quietly. You asked if I was seeing anyone. You asked if I'd gained weight. You never asked what I did. My parents found me by the door, tears streaking their faces. Why didn't you tell us? Mom cried. I tried, I said simply. For years. Dad's voice broke. We're so proud of you. You told people I was in that computer thing, I said. You suggested I help the waitstaff. You seated me in overflow. Don't tell me you're proud now. Robert appeared again. Nora, my car's waiting. The press will be here soon. He was right. My phone was buzzing with interview requests. I looked at my family one last time. Congratulations on the wedding, I said. I hope it's everything you dreamed of. And I walked out. By morning, the internet had done what it does best. Turned humiliation into spectacle. Woman mistaken for staff at sister's wedding revealed as CEO. The video went viral. News outlets ran it non-stop. Business forums called it the merger wedding. Within a week, 3 Castellan board members privately questioned Douglas's future in leadership. The irony didn't escape me. Maya called 17 times. Mom emailed long, emotional letters. Dad begged for forgiveness. I replied once. I spent 32 years being hurt by this family. You'll survive 3 days. 2 weeks later, they invited me to dinner, just family. I almost said no. But Robert called. Go, he said. Not for them. For you. So I went. They apologized. They cried. They said they didn't understand. When Josh made partner, you threw a party, I told them. When Maya got engaged, you celebrated. But when I became CEO, you asked me to serve champagne. Silence. I don't need your approval anymore, I said. I just needed you to see me. We see you now, Dad whispered. 18 months too late. I stood to leave. Maya's voice stopped me. You're right, she said. I was cruel. I didn't ask because I didn't think it mattered. I'm sorry. I looked at her, and saw, for the first time, sincerity. I'll be in Singapore for 6 months, I said. When I'm back, we can have coffee. You can ask me about my work. Really ask. She nodded, tears in her eyes. I will. Outside, my driver opened the door. My phone buzzed, 47 new emails, 3 board meetings, and a message from Robert, proud of you. You've earned it. I smiled as the city lights blurred past the window. For the first time in my life, I didn't need anyone to see me, because I finally saw myself, and that was enough.